Alright, so here we have a problem. It says, given the function f and the point q, find all points p on the graph of f such that the line tangent to f at p passes through q. Check your work by graphing g and the tangent lines. We have f of x equals x squared plus 5, and the point is q at 2, 0. So let's go ahead and graph that function right now, x squared plus 5. I'll just kind of sketch it over here on this grid. So there's x squared plus 5. And so what they want are, they want us to find the tangent lines to this graph and the tangent lines that will pass through 2, 0. So if I look at some of these tangent lines, so there's 2, 0. And so I've got a tangent line, I could have it the tangent line there, tangent line there, tangent line here. If I kind of extend this one through there, it looks like that might pass through 2, 0. This tangent line, probably not. That tangent line, no. But tangent line up here, if I extend it, maybe I could get it to go through 2, 0. So that's just sort of like eyeballing it here to see what kind of values. Definitely see why they say there might be more than one point. So looking at some value over here, maybe around -2. Another one here, maybe somewhere around 5 or 6. Okay. So now we need to think about the tangent line. So the slope of the tangent line, by definition, is the derivative. So m tangent equals f prime of x. If we look at our function, the derivative of x squared plus 5 is going to just be 2x. So that means that the slope of that line over there would be 2x, where x is whatever the x value is. So if this point right here is a, then the slope of that tangent line would be 2 times a. And over here on the other side, if, for instance, I would call this b, then the slope of that tangent line would be 2 times b. Based on the formula over here, it's always 2 times whatever the x value is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to realize if we have a point, that point up there, and then the point 2, 0, we can find the slope of that line, the slope of that secant line, using the slope formula. So we've got 2, 0, and then this point over here is going to be a comma a squared plus 5. We know that because of the height is based on this formula here, f of x equals x squared plus 5. So over here we'll write the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry, my handwriting is atrocious here. So y2 is going to be a squared plus 5. I'll go and do lowercase since I'm used to at this point, minus y1, which is going to be 0, divided by x2, so that's a, minus x1, which is 2. And so the slope of that line, which we've determined over here, is equal to the slope there, so it's equal to 2a. So what we're going to do is figure out what that a value is. Now actually we'll find out is that we'll have two values for a, and a over here and another a over on the right hand side. So simplifying that, we have a squared plus 5 over a minus 2 equals 2a. Multiply both sides by a minus 2, you get the a minus 2 over there on the right hand side. So we now have a squared plus 5 equals 2a squared minus 4a. Now I forgot to put the square up here, but I'm going to fix it here in 1 second. We'll just copy this down. A squared plus 5 equals 2a squared. And 2a squared. There. Fixed it. Got it. Alright, let's solve this quadratic equation. So I'm going to get all the a squareds and a's on one side, so subtract a squared from both sides, and now I have an a squared minus 4a and then minus 5. The way we solve a quadratic, well, one of the ways is by factoring it. We have a minus 5 and a plus 1, which means that a could equal 5, or a could equal -1. And hey, what do you know? Those are pretty much around where those approximate values were before. So 5, if we went up there, we can definitely see that tangent line would pass through 2, 0. At -1 would pass through that point 2, 0. All right, so we'll go ahead and put those two values there, and what we found is we found the two x values such that when we plug those x values in to the function and we found the tangent line there, that tangent line would pass through the point 2, 0. So lots of interesting things going on here. All right, thanks for watching.